This is Week 8 NFL tiers. X-axis, so across, is offensive EPA. Up and down is defensive EPA. So defensively, Browns are in the same neighborhood as the Ravens and the Cowboys. Neighborhood you want to be in. Offensively, Steelers, Jets, Giants, Patriots. Really don't want to be in that neighborhood offensively. And again, EPA is expected points per play. So that graphically shows you how much this offense has struggled. I mean, the quarterbacks you're talking are Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Kenny Pickett. Yikes.
Yeah.
Zach
Not
Wilson.
exactly playoff caliber quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Browns are 4-3 with that kind of offensive, EPAs, that speaks worlds to what's going on the rest of the team. And if the Browns defense was more consistent, they would be off of that chart. They would have to create a whole new section for them. That's how close they are. But this offense, they got to get something going. And I have been encouraged. I've been encouraged by the offensive line's been playing better. They've been getting able to get a running game, a semblance of a running game. And they just don't have the complementary piece through the air. And teams don't have to respect them through the air, so it means that running's going to get that much harder week in and week out.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because there are spurts where it's just not consistent enough. There are plays where you think the passing game is going to come around, and then no, doesn't happen. This is why. One thing we learned from each team in Week 8. This is from CBSSports.com. Browns. Turnovers are preventing victories. Cleveland -1 turnover ratio in Sunday's loss. It's 17 turnovers lead the league. Browns defense keeps them over 500 since the offense gives the ball away too much. And then in conjunction with that, the Browns lead the NFL with 17 turnovers. They are tied for 31st in turnover margin at -7. The only game they didn't lose the turnover battle was the Colts game. The only team who's turning it over more as far as the turnover margin goes is the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, not the kind of company you want to be keeping.
Again, how are they 4-3? You read all those numbers, and it's like this swimming upstream. How are they 4-3 right now? And you see that they're -17 on the season. They've given away 17 turnovers. They lead the league. And they've only played 7 games. There are a ton of teams who have played 8 games and aren't sniffing those numbers. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that they made it through this 7-game stretch and they're 4-3. I think that if you can look at anything, is you clean that up, man, you're going to have a lot more dubs under your belt when this is all said and done, because you're being put in position by your special teams and your defense to succeed. This offense just has to keep shooting themselves in the foot, and they just keep doing it week in and week out. And at some point, you have to stop the madness, and whether that is completely changing up the scheme, putting the training wheels back on, they got to figure out a way to keep from giving the ball to the other team, because it's not sustainable winning like this.
Well, and that's also the reason that Kevin Stefanski won't commit to one or the other of the options behind Deshaun Watson.